We had been hiking for about 3 hours through really dense forest and tripping over vines and getting stung by bugs. And all of a sudden we were overwhelmed by this smell of gorilla dung and nearly stepped into several piles as we made our way through the jungle. And that was when we realized, okay, this is really real. We're actually close. When we first caught sight of the gorillas, one female gorilla whose baby was clinging to her back, was under a canopy of leaves and was somewhat obscured. And then another gorilla we could barely see, but we could see sort of the gorilla fur moving through a tree. And at that point, after a few minutes, the rangers took us to a clearing where all of a sudden we saw 4 or 5 gorillas all at once. And at that point, we were at very close proximity. The gorillas were sort of out in the open, unobscured by leaves. Every few minutes, the gorillas would make a sound that I can't really do much justice to, but it was basically, and then the rangers would immediately respond with the same sort of 2-note noise. And the rangers explained to us that it was their way of putting the gorillas at ease, as in, yes, we've come as friends, don't worry, we're not here to hurt you or to attack you. At one point, one of the baby gorillas, or one of the young gorillas, started, sort of aping around, as we might say, like, sort of banging his head and kicking out his legs. And it was like we were in the same room with them. And it was a little bit scary, but extremely breathtaking. The eastern DRC, including Virunga National Park, has been ground zero for so much fighting for at least the last 20 years. For about the last year, the park was closed down to visitors because of the latest outbreak of violence. The portion of Virunga where the mountain gorillas live was reopened in mid-January, and I was in one of the first groups to visit the gorillas after the park was reopened. Virunga National Park is the oldest national park in Africa. It stretches 300 kilometers north to south and includes 2 million acres of lush forest. It is the only park in the world that has 3 types of great apes: mountain gorillas, lowland gorillas, and chimpanzees. Something like half of the world's existing mountain gorilla population lives in the Virunga Mountains. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's one of the treasures of our world.